Support the Triton Lego Railway on Patreon today. Each tier has great perks including having your name on the railway, early access to projects and videos, and more. If you like what you see and want to help it grow, join the Triton Lego Railway on Patreon today. Link in the description below. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another LEGO Train MOC showcase video. This is the 7 stud wide upgrade from my LMS Coronation class locomotive. Oh, it's nice to have this back on the rails, it's got to be said. So, yes, Fury is gone. I am sorry, because so many people loved Fury, and whilst I did for a while, it wasn't the engine I wanted. All this time I actually wanted a Coronation class, but in the process of building the original version of this, I made the boiler and thought, well, I'll take a picture of this and put it on a community post, which I hopefully still have up. If I do, I can put the photo of the original boiler in here, and if I don't, then sadly that means the post is now gone. But that ultimately turned into Fury, and here it is back into the Coronation class. Oh, so good looking. What a gorgeous and elegant locomotive. Absolutely amazing. So, this is an engine that I originally built at 6 wide, and it looked pretty damn good. At the 6 wide version, when it was first made at 6 wide, it was kind of ugly, had to be said. Then time went past and it got an upgrade, a much needed upgrade, and from that it looked so much better. Then to 7 wide, here we are, and my god, what a build. Absolutely incredible. At the front we have golden buffers, because all my favourite locomotives have golden buffers. Well, I say that all of my 7 wide builds have golden buffers, but of all the ones, this is definitely one worthy of golden buffers. The boiler is the same as it has been in past variations. The overall boiler design is what I normally use when it comes to building locomotives. As for this back section in the 6 and previous 7 wide version of the Coronation class, and same for the cab, that is the overall shape, and whilst it looks pretty good, I can't help but feel like it's just a bit blocky. That might be because I'm using Lego bricks and that's just, how it is, but yeah, that's as close as I can really get, and nonetheless it's something I am very proud of. The drive wheels that I am using are XXL drive wheels. These were the ones I was using on Fury, as was the cylinder detail. Now, in the original model for this, I used XL wheels, which is one size down from these. And whilst it kind of looks more accurate, that would mean I would have to sacrifice this gorgeous looking detail for the cylinder. And I'd rather go up one more size and keep the cylinders than go down a size and lose these cylinders. It would basically just be non-existent. Because of the size of the drive wheels, it allows enough space between the pilot wheels and the plates above the wheels for this to exist, and I think it's a worthy compromise, that's the word. So as for the overall shape of this locomotive, well, mainly so for the boiler, I mean the tender is going to be the same for any Coronation class. I styled this after locomotive number 6201, which is Princess Elizabeth. A very gorgeous looking locomotive in the Coronation class. There are some details that look different in comparison to other members of the class, like some of the details around the front, this sort of black section here. On some models I saw this massive name tag along here. I don't know if that's accurate to 6201 Princess Elizabeth. I think it has a sort of big one that kind of goes above the middle splasher. I can't really confirm because, again, of all the pictures that I saw, there were some that were like this and some that had that curved style going on. So I thought it's easier for me to do it this way because of the parts that I have available. Just do that, and ultimately it still looks really good. Going back to the rear of the boiler, once again, this is pretty much the same as I've built it with the past incarnation. Very sort of good looking square section here. 4 safety valves here on the top, and the whistle in front of the cab roof. The cab itself looks quite small, and frankly I don't really like that. But that's how it is on the real thing, so that's how it's going to have to be. There is plenty of space between the base plate and the trailing wheel. That's it, I forgot for a second, it's the trailing wheel. So this is the trailing wheel, that in the same way this is the pilot wheel. So that's the trailing wheel, and it is a 4/6 there's only 2 of them back here. And that is a massive amount of space, but that's mainly thanks to the drive wheels that I'm using being that size. Let me quickly have a quick peek inside, try and get away with it. So there isn't too much detail going on. This is the same as it was in Fury, I believe. And again, for past versions of this particular model, nothing really going on. It's like the one used in Hogwarts Express, I want to say. I think that's it. I kind of kept that generic shape of bricks together and just used it for various models. And it's simple, but it works. It's, you know, it's good. I like it. I don't have to rummage around and try and find a bunch of tiles that have control panels printed on them, like I do for pretty much all of my other locomotives. Something somewhat different. The firebox is much different in comparison to my other models, and therefore I like it. Now we go on to the tender. This is a bit tall for my liking, but again, at this scale I'm kind of stuck with this. So this is amazing nonetheless. It is very different to the Fury's tender, which was much shorter in height and the same length. Actually, this is basically the same base plate from the Fury tender, but because it was pretty much the same in terms of length and overall design, I just kept it, saved myself a bit of time. The wheels I am using are a set of black medium-sized drivers, with the middle 2 being blind. That is so I can have that spacing, have that size, and it can also go around points and corners nice and easy. Whilst all this tile detail in front of the tiles isn't too accurate, it's still better than anything else I can really do at the moment. In time, my skills will still get better. I'm still going to learn new techniques, but I still believe that something is better than nothing. Let me just uncouple the tender one sec, see if I can do this without chaos. That's not too bad, I suppose. Let's have a good look underneath. So the wheels aren't too far apart, but I don't really know what else I could do. With Lego bricks, it can be very limiting, and this is probably one of the better examples. There's only so much you can do with the bricks, and there are other people out there who can design probably something much better, well, most definitely something much better than this. But again, with all the resources I have and everything I've seen, this is the best I could do here and now. On top, we have the coal bed, which is plentiful in terms of size. It looks absolutely amazing. At the front section where you would, let me try and turn that around a bit so you get a bit more light. Yeah, that's something. You can see there's very little space here in comparison to other tenders where you just have that single stud where you'll be able to reach the coal. There's not too much going on along this face. I need to kind of make a whole section here to make it look a little more realistic, where coal's coming down from this section and it falls out to the hole here where you can actually get to it with a shovel. Along the back we have a pair of cylinders. I'm not too sure what they represent. It's these 2 thinner ones here. Much easier for me to see in real life because the camera doesn't really behave well with these colours. With all the red going on, it's not really good with the camera, and all the black pieces, it is a bit difficult to see. I do apologise. And we've got 2 more larger cylinders in the centre here. One of them is to act as the cap for the water, and this thing, no idea what that's supposed to be, but it's there, and once again, that's the best representation I could make. All in all though, it is a lovely looking tender, as the camera doesn't want to focus. There we go, try that again. These bricks in particular, I'm amazed I have like 6 of these to be able to make this happen. Knowing that, I might attempt a streamlined version of this in the future, where I could use plenty more of these. Absolutely amazing. So, there we go. That is the new and updated 7-wide version of my Coronation class locomotive. It is absolutely gorgeous, and if you want to see past incarnations like the 6-wide version and also the LMS Fury that I've built, be sure to check them out. I will leave the appropriate links in the description. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.